Hi friends, Shalon Day with Bible Journaling Ministries. So excited to be with you for this tutorial. We are going to be creating an ombre background inspired by our new kit for Amos 5:14 entitled Seek Good. I will be using 6 different colors of gelatos and baby wipes in the kit. So if you're ready, let's get started. So let's take a look at our kit for Amos 5:14 entitled Seek Good. That verse reads, Seek good and not evil that you may live, and so Yahweh the God of armies will be with you as you say. All these beautiful images, rich colors. We've got the coffee cups and hot cocoa, maybe some apple cider, or since it has pumpkins on it, maybe pumpkin cider. I don't know. Is that a thing? The beautiful cupcakes and the little cafe with the fall trees. Your word fetty says seek good and not evil. You have your hearts, your crosses, your tab, and washies. Your second page has some more beautiful food and beverage images. Another little cafe, just so pretty. Faith Dex cards that are super yummy. Your flags, crosses, and solid washi. And then your third page has your larger images and larger word fetty and crosses. So in this video, I am going to be using several colors of gelatos. And I was inspired by this tree peeking up behind this cafe image. And so I chose 6 different colors of gelatos. And what I would like to do is do an entire almost ombre like this tree background on my Bible page. And so I have 6 colors. So let's start from, I'm going to start kind of at the bottom. I have iced currant, then metallic melon. Let's see, this one is supernova, mango, odyssey, and banana. So we have all of these different shades, 6 different shades, and I want to create from the bottom of my Bible page all the way up just a beautiful ombre background. And my Bible page just happens to be empty. The opposite page is not, but I was pleasantly surprised that here is the verse. So I have this whole page that I'm going to be able to create an ombre background. And let's see if I can get these back in color order as to how I'm going to lay them down, because I am going to start from the bottom and work my way up. Now I may be, I'm going to use a baby wipe as well, several probably, just to blend the gelatos from one color to the next. This is not difficult. It's not like an in-depth kind of technique. It's going to be time consuming only because I am going to be working on the blending using baby wipes. So be sure you have your baby wipes. You could also do it with a paper towel as long as it's not like roughly textured, because it needs to be wet. And you could gesso your page. I'm not going to do that because it really does change the way that the gelatos lay on the page and blend together. kind of like watercolor. Gesso changes the way that your page reacts to watercolors. So I'm going to just put a piece of cardstock behind my page. I will washi tape my verse here. And in the Christian Standard Version, it says, "Pursue good and not evil, so that you may live. And the Lord, the God of armies, will be with you as you have claimed." So a little bit of a different translation of that verse. Let's put these over to the side. And I will just go ahead. I don't really have too much behind it that would cause kind of an indentation or anything. But I'm just going to put this cardstock behind it because as I get, as I start at the bottom, I may get a little messy with it. But let's go ahead and, I think I've got washi tape over here. I can just washi my verse. So the World English Bible says seek good and not evil, and Christian Standard says pursue good. And I'm just using, this is actually my Silhouette Cameo scraping tool for vinyl. But it makes a nice tool to use to get a straight edge as I am using my washi. You could also use a gift card, something like that. Just enough washi left over here on my desk. Now I'm not going to be using a palette or any kind of a knife. I am going to grab my baby wipes and get those open to start. And again, my inspiration is coming from this tree as far as my colors and my color inspiration. So with this, I'm just going to twist up, and I'm starting with the darkest at the bottom, the Iced Currant, and I'm just going to use this like a crayon and lay the gelato pigment down. And it doesn't have to be completely covered. Now I'm going to lay all of my pigment down and then come back with my baby wipe. So I'm going to leave just a little bit of space in between each color so that I can pull this one up and then pull the next one a little bit down so that it blends. So this one is Metallic Melon. Ooh, that's pretty. You don't have to be neat about it. Just lay that color down. The next is Supernova, this darker orange. Well, I'll just leave that. And then mango. So I'm going to make the mango a little bit bigger because the verse is all the way through the mango. Next is the darker yellow. It's called Odyssey. And finally, the lighter yellow Banana. Let me get that back in there pretty good. And I'm going to just color all the way towards the top. Now I can come back with my baby wipe, and you'll want several because you're going to want to kind of fold it, and you know, you don't want to mix the colors too much. Let me move my... So I'm just going to take my baby wipe and lightly, you don't have to press hard, but just lightly move that color. I'm just going in tiny little circles. And see how well that just spreads out. This is probably one of my favorite ways to use gelatos. So I'm just going to kind of move, maybe fold it over like this, and mix those colors just a little bit. Gonna bring that Odyssey up into the banana, then change sides and do the same thing but bring it down. Just to soften those lines. Oh, this is so beautiful. And then I will do the same thing again. And this is the mango, so I want to pull that up into that Odyssey a little bit. Now let's do that again, just to soften that orange and in the middle, and then bring it down some. Kind of keeping it a little darker in the center, but softening the color and just bringing that down. Okay, I'm going to move on to a different, well, I could fold it one more time and do the same thing with this. Just slightly bring it up. And then smooth out here and bring it down. So I have learned that when you are using baby wipes with gelatos, the the lower that you get in your container, the wetter the baby wipe is. And if it's too wet, it doesn't blend well like this is doing. So you can either, if you have a new container, go from the top, or just leave it out a little bit, a little while for it to kind of dry. Okay, I'm going to take this, I can't remember what this color was called, but let's see, what was this lighter color called? The metallic melon. It's almost a pink, but it has a metallic shimmer to it. It's very pretty. So I'm going to bring that up into the orange just a little bit. As you know, again, we're going for that ombre. And that mixing is beautiful. So now I'm just going to move my baby wipe a little bit and kind of bring that down. Circular, kind of a circular action. Like this. Not too much. You actually come back with your baby wipe. If you have a little too much in one area, not enough in the other, kind of pull that color. I'm changing my space on where my finger is on the baby wipe. And now I'm going to pull this last color, and this last color again is Iced Currant, the beautiful rich red, bringing that red up into that pink slightly like this, just to blend it together, and then moving my wipe. You have to be careful at the bottom with your page because you don't want to, wrinkle the page. But you want to soften those hard lines that you had made. It's so easy to move the color with Gelatos and a baby wipe. This is why this is one of my most favorite mediums to use in my journaling. And there you have it. There's our background. Very easy, very quick. And let me show you the back. So maybe just a slight ghosting in those darker colors, but it didn't bleed through at all. And again, it wasn't very wet. My baby wipe was not very wet at all. So that worked out very well. And now we can go on to using our kit, placing our elements, and I'm leaving my washi just for now because I want to make sure that I do not cover that verse, and the washi just helps my eye stay away from it as we're journaling. Very quick and easy background to use, to create with Gelatos. Oh, this is a very sticky tab. I don't know why my sticker paper is so sticky. It's odd. Not usually that sticky. Okay. Now I am going to try. So I've got some shavings from that orange gelato. I'm going to just lightly kind of kick it off of the page. And I don't know. So I just use my nail and kind of spread that in the gutter instead of kicking that out because I didn't want to smear it on my other page. Okay. So what I'm going to use this washi tape with the cupcake on is actually in the gutter because, as you can see, I didn't spread all of my color into the gutter there. So I'm going to go this way, turn my washi tape upside down so this is the way it was on your paper with the little leaves and the cupcake on top. I'm going to turn it and put it in the gutter way down deep. And I like to smooth from the center out like this. And then that just covered up where I had not pulled all my color. I know I've got a little bit right here that's not covered, but that's okay. An element can take care of that for me. And I think I want to use the larger cafe. And again, it's just a larger image of where my inspiration for my background came from. So I really like that larger. Just tie it all together. And let's put this. Yes, I'm covering the scripture, but this Bible is specific to my art journaling for momentum devotions and bonus kits. Oh, that blends so beautifully. Oh, I'm so happy with how this page is turning out. I really, really am. Let's use the larger word fetty as well from the last page. And let's just put it under okay, I'll start with the second piece of it. Get it down in the gutter. I've covered one cupcake on our washi. That's okay. There. Now I've got it where, okay, I'm going to overlap just a little. There we go. Right. So right in the center of the page, right below where my verse is. I just love all of these rich, rich colors. They're just beautiful. So let's use the larger cup of coffee here. Kind of put that up here. A little bit like that. And then come back with some of these smaller treats to put down here at the bottom, overlapping. Let's see. Let's use this cake here. We're just going to line the whole bottom of the page with all of these tasty treat images. I really don't want to cover up the bottom of this too much, so I'm going to come over. I really like those coffee beans showing at the bottom of that image. Let's see, is there another? Let's look at the second page. I bet, yes. Okay. So I'm going to use one of these smaller. So I've got a cake here. I'm going to use this smaller cake with the pumpkin on it. It's a different image, but it is smaller. Well, I may have to, okay, let's work with this. Okay. And it has even a little drip here at the bottom of the chocolate or the fudge or whatever that is. I'll use my double-sided tape because it is such a small image. Just put that right here. And I think I want to layer my flags here. So let's get those. Kind of make me a bookmark. On the page. Now, do I want to go upwards like this? I believe I do. Okay, so I'm going to double-sided tape again. And I'm only going to come down about a ½ inch on here and lay my tape down. There we go. And then lay the blue on top, just where my double-sided tape starts. And now I'll do the same thing on the blue. And now, let's see. Maybe I want to do it over here. Oh, you know what though? If I want it to show from this side, I would need to go like this. Okay. So, just a little bit. I may need to come up just a bit with my tape here. Okay. And put it like that. Now I need to do something on this side. Okay. Oh, all my gelatos just fell over. I'm going to use this polka dotted and the solid washi because it's printed on sticker paper. And let's just, we'll pull it down just a little to reinforce that a bit. Okay, let me put this down. Grab my little embroidery scissors and snip that off. I'm going to take, let's see, we're going to start at the bottom again and pull it down to reinforce. Put it along the side like this. Okay. I'm going to carefully trim that off. And then come in with the solid. And just trim that down into like that. Okay, look, I just made a double-sided bookmark, even though I have my tab. Oh, that worked out so well. I know it sticks up a little high, and you could always cut it down if you wanted to, but I put that yellow on there very strategically. So I'm just going to leave it because I really like it. And you know what else this helps is finding these little tiny books, like Amos is a tiny book. And so having something like this, and I know that it is for Amos, being able to see it and find the small tiny book. So if you didn't know how exactly to use the flags, or maybe the smaller decorative washi, make yourself a bookmark, because on the back side you could write using a Posca pen or a Tombow or something like that. You could write Amos at the top, or whatever you wanted to do. But there, now you have a new way to use those. I don't know what I want to put here to use this dual coffee cup. They look like, this one looks like a ear of corn. I love that. Kind of put it at the top because, again, it will be reinforcing your little bookmark there. Page marker. And this, I don't know, okay, it's too big. It's too big. That's okay. Layering again on my I think I'm going to use this little cupcake and this little other coffee cup. But I'm going to use a glue dot, just a small one, maybe a large one. A large one because it's what's right close to me. And it works. Let's put that over here, like that. And then use this other coffee cup image and a glue dot, a larger one, again, because it's what is so close to me. And it works because it fits perfectly. You know, maybe I want to use another one right here. One of the smaller, like this one that has the teapot and the goodies and coffee cup. I'm loving how this entry has turned out. And because it's going to be lifted up off of the page, I can snug that right over close to where my washi is. Let me pull this washi up. Naturally highlighted my verse by using that washi. Another favorite way of mine. And it really stands out on the page because the page has this ombre and this is just the color of the page. I think I'm going to add my crosses and my hearts to the page, and then it will be done. And I'm really pleased that my brain did not just go with the 3 colors prominent in the kit and went with and was inspired by this tree right here. I'm very pleased with my brain because that gives me an opportunity where other than the yellow, which you notice I didn't put it up here, hearts and crosses would not really blend in and kind of disappear on the background. Again, just bringing attention to the verse that way. Now I can use these larger crosses from the 3rd page, really using all of the yellow pieces on this bottom part because they would stand out better. Love how this entry turned out, and the background is just eye-catching, breathtaking, was super simple, yet very, very beautiful. So if you're catching this on YouTube and you have ever used Gelatos in this way with baby wipes to create your background, give me a 1 down below in the comments if you don't mind. And if you've never used Gelatos in this way with baby wipes to create your background, give me a 2. I would love to be able to interact with you all. If you are watching on YouTube and you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already and the bell for notifications. I cannot wait to see how you all created your background using Gelatos. Be sure to post your entries in the Bible Journaling for Beginners community on Facebook. We love to see how creative you all are. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you. Goodbye.